Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mining Match. Okay, today we have a guest speaker. He is a graduate student in Cote d'Ivoire in West Africa. He is very passionate about mining. I wish every student has this passion to pursue what they want to do in mining. That's the young professionals we need in the industry. So let me introduce you to Berete Abdrahamane. He is a mining engineer, and we'll be discussing offshore mining industry, also known as deep sea mining. So what is happening is there's not enough resources in the ground, so we have to go and look in the sea. Are the critical elements and critical metals that we need to build the future with green energy, they are on the sea or on the seafloor? So let's have an introduction to Berete. Berete, welcome to the Mining Match. How are you today?
I'm fine, very well. I hope you well too.
Yes, I'm very happy to have you. So
Yes.
what is the reason that you choose this topic?
Well, when I was my engineering classes,
Yeah.
my English teacher gave me the same topic to do a presentation in English.
Okay.
So I searched some information about offshore mining. Uh, it's a new activity in the world.
It is.
Generally, the mining companies work on the land, but they doesn't use the sea or the ocean to extract minerals. So I would like to participate in these new activities to bring my knowledge and my skills
Exactly.
to, to discover more minerals under the water.
All right, Berete, I admire your passion. It's really nice and good that you do this. So, okay, so are you ready to present? I have you here so everyone can see you.
Hello everybody, I am Berete Abdrahamane, second graduate mine engineer. Now I'm seeking for 2 years graduate program in international mining companies such as Berete and now in Newmont in Australia, USA, Canada. So today's topic I will talk about offshore mining. So in this presentation I will try to start by introduction to present you the reason that involve offshore mining activities. Also, I will present the major countries of offshore mining and the main companies view this activity. I will explain the types of mineral which can be found in seawater. I will also present you the method of extraction and exploration in offshore mining uh, and the economic and environment impacts. I will finish by the conclusion. So let's with introduction. In our daily life, minerals are very useful, useful. We use them in construction to build home, house. We also use them in in technology to create computer and mobile phone. So the use of minerals in our world involve the high demand of these materials. So this situation provokes the lack of mineral and depletions in majority of the countries. So to solve this problem, the researchers and scientists are found inactive. We put minerals in sea on scene. This new activity is called offshore mining. So the offshore mining activities is a new activity that involves the retrieval of minerals and deposits from the sea and ocean. The offshore mining companies extract, aggregate diamond, tin, magnesium, salt, sulfur. So in this presentation, I will try to answer this different question. What are the major countries and companies of offshore mining? What types of mineral and methods we use to extract and explore? And what are the impacts of these activities on economy and environment? So let's start by the first steps, the major countries and companies in offshore mine in the world. So there are many countries which are exploring and exploiting minerals from the sea and ocean. Countries are Canada, Australia, England, New Zealand. So recently, the processing activities has taken place on the Bering Sea floor to the Seaward Peninsula, Alaska, and also the Cornwall Peninsula. So for people who want to work in offshore mining companies, so it's very important to know these two companies. We have the first one is Deep Green from Canada. So this Canadian startup company has become one of the most vocal proponents for deep sea mining. They extract cobalt and other battery metals. So in Africa, we have GBS from South Africa. So this largest diamond producers try to extract diamond in the sea or the ocean in South Africa. So for graduate students who want to work in offshore mining, you can apply in these two companies. Now let's try to explain you the minerals from in seawater and ocean. So it's important to know there are three groups of minerals which can be extracted in offshore mining. The first group is called aggregates, which contain sand and gravel. So aggregates are currently the most mined materials in the marine environment, and demand for them is growing. So due to the low value of this product, the most marine aggregate extraction are carried out at water depth of less than 50 meters. So in Europe, the offshore mining companies which are extracted sand and gravel are situated in Denmark, France, Germany, the Netherlands, or UK, United Kingdom. So you can see in the picture the sand which are extracted from the sea. Now the second group of minerals is called placer deposit. So the diamonds in this group dominate this sector, but placer deposit contain the valuable minerals such as titanium, zirconium, chromium, and thorium. So in the world, the placer deposits, we have 75% of tins and 11% of gold and 13% of platinum which are extracted. In this picture, you see the copper, the gold, the cobalt, and tin, which are valuable minerals in placer deposits group. The last group is called sulfur deposit. The sulfur deposit is used generally in manufacturing and agriculture. So you can see in the picture the sulfur deposit. The company is supported by a fresh system, which uses the injection of superheated water through boreholes to melt the sulfur, which is then forced to the surface by compressed air. as you can see in the picture. So after knowing the different groups of minerals which can be found in the sea and ocean, now we are going to explain you the method of exploration. The first step of exploration is called reconnaissance exploration. So at this stage, it will be necessary to identify the sweet spot where mining activities could be done, and also it will be critical to identify the regions where seabed mining activities can be limited or banned. So after that, mining engineer exploration company uh, are doing now the mapping and monitoring. So at this stage, the mining engineer will need to know the grade of the ore deposits and the lateral and vertical distribution. We will also need to understand the mechanical properties as well as local parameters such as ocean currents, as these factors will impact the method used for mining. At the end of this stage, the offshore mining company use the AUV, which is called autonomous underwater vehicle. This equipment are equipped with a range of sensors that can collect a rich multi-physics data set such as acoustic, electric, magnetic, and geochemical. So the result of this method will characterize a sulfide deposit of its seafloor expression. So finally, the deposits are mined and depleted. After presenting the method of exploration, now we are going to present you the types and method of extraction. So it's important to know that seabed mining are composed of shallow marine mining, which use generally dredging techniques such as plain section dredge, while also rotary cutter dredge, and then a bucket dredge. The second type of seabed mining is called deep sea mining. Now we are going to explain the shallow marine mining. Shallow mining is a new activity which refers to extraction of mud, sand, and gravel for construction purposes. It also refers to the mining of valuable minerals in the near shore. The depth in this type of offshore mining is inferior at 200 meters and approximately. So in the Pacific Islands region and coastal area of Southern Africa, these activities are developed. So now we are going to explain the method of extraction. Generally, in the shallow mining, all employs dredging techniques to excavate material from the seawater. So these techniques depend on the nature of the material being mined. Now, so we have three systems of extraction. The first one is called a plain section dredge, which permits you to extract unconsolidated material. A rotary cutter dredge permits to extract compacted materials, and then the bucket dredges permit to extract unconsolidated materials. Now we are going to explain you the rotary cutter dredge and bucket dredge. So the rotary cutter use a rotating battle head, which usually comprise it with an opening basket which hardened teeth and cutting edges. So the end of suction pipe is normally located within basket. Typically, it is used to excavate fairly compacted granular materials in water less than 30 meters. Now, we are going to explain you the rotary cutter dredge. You see the support vessel which introduce rotating battery head to break unpatched material. So after that we introduce the C collector which will collect the materials which are broken. So the material will be transported to the surface by the riser pipes. To the surface, we put the materials in a different basket on the position support vessel. After that, this material will be transported by the bulk carrier to the process unit. Now we are going to present you a bucket dredges method. Bucket dredges are mechanically actuated to bite into the seabed and removal materials. So they are being used to extract tin and gravel in Japan and tin in Thailand. So in this video you can see the production unit of bucket dredges. Now we see the production unit. We see the different buckets which are relied by the cables. So the bucket will extract sand under the water to the surface. Now we are going to present you the second type of offshore mining, which is called deep sea mining. Deep sea mining is a new activities indigenous which are extract polymetallic nodules on the ocean. So deep sea mining use the depth about 1,400 to 3,700 meters below to the surface. In this video we see the production support vessel which introduce the sea collector under the water. So the sea collector will attain the depth about 4,000 meters before reach the subsurface. So under the water, the sea collector will collect the polymetallic nodules on a few surfaces, on a few areas. As you can see, after that the polymetallic nodules will be transported to the surface by the riser pipes. As you can see, now we see the riser pipes which transport the polymetallic nodules to the surface. As you can see, now so after that the production support vessel will reject the objects that cannot use to the water, which provoke the pollution of water. Thank you. Now we are going to the economic impacts of offshore mining. Truly, the economic benefits from nearshore mining are difficult to estimate because of marine aggregate are often sourced locally and reporting is scattered. But we have so many companies which gain companies in offshore mining. For example, in United Kingdom, United States, the companies which extract aggregates have gained one of 3 billion US dollars. We are also in South Africa, the companies which extract diamond places have gained 3.5 billion US dollars. So for investors, it's very important to know this or the economy aspect impact. Now, we are going to present you the environment impact of national economy. As a new activities, offshore deep sea mining, the complex consequences of these activities are up now, but it's believed that the removal of parts of the seafloor will result in disturbances to the benthic layer. We are also the increasing toxicity of the water columns and sediment plumes from tailings. So to conclude, offshore mining has occurred for many years with most commercially valuable aggregates such as aggregate, diamonds, tin, magnesium. Offshore mining has divided in two components: shallow mining and deep sea mining. Shallow mining use dredging techniques to excavate material from the sea at a depth which is inferior at 200 meters. These activities have many effects on the environment, and therefore it is necessary to strengthen the approach to planning and managing these activities. Thank you for
All right, Berete, thank you very much for your presentation. So let's have some discussions and questions. When you say that this is a new mining industry, like the mining industry, for centuries, we know that we have been mining in the ground, in the mountains, all inland, right? But now, all these critical elements that are necessary to build the future with green energy, renewable energy, are those critical metals and minerals on the seafloor?
Oh, yes, in the deep sea mining, we use we extract generally the polymetallic nodules. So also in the seawater, we also extract the salt, which use which permit to produce the renewable energy.
Yeah.
So deep sea mining can collect can be an addition activities from the of a land to to have more minerals for energy, for renewable energy.
Right. Now, tell me a little bit about the environmental impacts. I know that down in the seafloor, there's a lot of life and complete systems of or coral reefs or life in general. You know, that it can be impacted by this activity. So what do you know about these impacts?
Okay. Concerning this, deep sea mining are the complete consequences of this mining are not known, but it's believed that the impact of these activities will impact the life of animals such as the benthic under the water. So when during the extraction of minerals under the ocean, the mining engineer put the seafloor collector under the water.
Yeah.
So when this machine reach the surface of the soil under the water, so it will create some noise, and it will create some noise which can be impact the life of these or aquatic animals in the water. And
Yeah.
also, during the extraction of minerals, the mine engineer put the the, the products that can be used in mining industry. So the rejection of these materials create the toxicity under the water. So it's also a consequences of this it's also an environment under the water.
Yeah. Because everything is underwater, and in normal mining in the land, we produce dust, right? So, and we can control dust by getting dust control. But in the under the water in the sea, there's something called like plumes, right? That this remove material that starts to travel for several meters or maybe kilometers around the mining area, and this can have contaminants. So is there any way to put a barrier around this, or to minimize the impact?
Yes, yes, yeah, yes, it's true. But generally, we have not we have not find more information about deep sea mining. This is why deep sea mining will start, if I know, in 2025.
Right.
The offshore mining activity use generally the shallow marine mining,
Mm-hmm.
which refers to the extraction of sand and gravel aggregates at the depth of which are inferior at 200 meters.
Okay.
So it's simple.
Yeah, I know, but well, it's not too deep, so shallow mining. Well, I suppose it's easier and has less cost, because if you know the economics of mining, we do all the cost per ton, right, of ore extracted, and if we are making money, because it's a business, we have to see how much ore we extract from the seafloor, all the tonnage per day, or daily production, and then all this value that we extract from the seafloor has to pay for all that mining cost and make a profit.
Yes,
So
yes.
do you know something how the economics were very similar to land mining, where we have all the unit cost per ton, and then you establish a cutoff? Is that the same way in sea mining?
But there is a difference.
Yeah.
So
What
there's a
is
big
critical in sea
problems.
mining is
Or in sea mining,
for
the
economics.
engineers,
Mm-hmm.
for economics, the engineers have not yet the method that can be permitted to estimate the valuable minerals in the under the water economically.
So
This is a big difference.
I suppose is about having high grade and small volume, right? So you don't have too much volume to extract, but it's a high grade, rich content of, for example, lithium or cobalt, or all these metals that are very critical for the future of green energy. Then, yeah, you don't have to move too much material and get a high value.
Yes, yes. Well, there's a risk in deep sea mining, clearly,
Yeah,
because in these activities, so if you don't estimate, if you have not estimated the quantity of material under the water, so it's going to be difficult for investor to put the money
of course,
in this activity.
yeah. So another aspect that I see,
But
yeah,
we are also an exception. But we are also an exception. For example, in England, USA, and Australia, the companies which do offshore mining have gained much money.
right,
But it depends on the activities and there are many factors which we can put to get money in this
yeah.
activity.
Okay, another aspect that I can see is that that mining, when you are in a normal mine in the land, you have what is called stakeholders and social impact, which is not happening in the sea. Nobody lives in the sea. The sea is, there's no people there, so there's not per se a social problem. You never will find a community or nothing, because the sea is just for transportation and maybe international waters. Well, that's for this deep sea, but in shallow sea, typically shallow sea belongs to a country, right? So that's, I see that's one of the benefits, is that you don't have much of a social impact in the sea. However, you have much more of an environmental impact and sea life impact,
Yes.
right?
Yes, right. So socially, uh, but you know, we are enough people under the water on the sea,
Exactly.
but we have fish and
Yes.
other animals which we eat.
Exactly. Yes. Because, for
Yes,
example, right
but
now we have a big problem with plastics, right? Like, a lot of the sea life is contaminated with plastic. We are eating plastic in the fish. But now
yes,
mining is not going to be, well, right now it's not a lot of mining in the sea, but when this is becoming, much more active, and much more quantities of extractions in the sea, we will have problems
yes,
with
yes,
contaminations for sea life, with maybe heavy metals or any other contaminants. So we have to be careful about that.
yes. We have to be careful, and we have to find a solution for for this
Yeah.
uh, for this risk. But this
Yeah.
cannot. But this situation cannot arrest the deep sea mining activity. No, we can try to find some solution for to save aquatic animal lives, but we can do it.
Yes. Also, what I think about it is that that once the mining is finished, typically in land we do reclamation, but now that in the seafloor, like you said, nobody lives there. Is that reclamation going to happen, and how it's going to be done? It's kind of a difficult
Yes, sir.
a difficult scenario and a very challenging thing to do. And besides, you know how if there's no people, sometimes governments or policies are not very protective of something that you don't see, right? If they are not seeing what's happening, then they're not aware of this, and protective policies will take many years to develop until this is done. And because this is all new, we don't know much of, well, there are oceanographers, of course, but we don't know much of the dynamics of the ocean. There are currents that transport for kilometers and kilometers all these waters. The sea is dynamic, the ocean is dynamic. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff to talk about.
I'm here now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right, so Berete, I want to thank you for all your presentation and your time, and for bringing this topic forward and for discussion, because it's very important. And a lot of experts are saying that sea mining has a very promising future. However, is also a very risky for the environmental impacts. Right? It's very risky.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to thank you for your time, and I'm gonna say goodbye now, and we are keeping in touch. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much, Berete. All the best.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much to give me this opportunity to present our offshore mining activities.
Yeah, it's my
I'm so
pleasure, Berete.
happy.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm so happy. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, very nice to meet you too, Berete. Okay, we keep in touch, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Okay, have a nice day. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye. All right, everyone there out in YouTube, thank you very much for watching this video. And you know, deep sea mining is a very new topic in the mining industry, and we have to think about how it's going to work, because we miners think about sustainable mining, which means that it has to be done in a proper way for the environment and for the benefits of the public, right? The people, to thrive our civilization and provide the critical and essential metals and minerals that we need. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.